Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Dark Knight's Metal Batman the Devastator from InArt. This is another review sample. Obviously, it's not out yet, but man, is this one pretty. This might be my personal favorite. It has less going on, for sure, in terms of the character design, but I really enjoy this one personally. I don't know why I like the Doomsday Batman the most. I don't know. The Flash one was pretty cool too. Whatever. Like I said, review sample. I'm still going to review it like normal. That way you guys have as much information you can possibly have to make the decision of whether or not to buy it. And they don't have a problem with me doing reviews. So that's a good thing. Good on them for allowing me to potentially just lambast a figure they have before it even releases. So I'll give them a little bit of credit there. But that's not going to happen here because this figure is pretty cool. Not perfect, but pretty darn cool. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, before we look at the figure, let me show you my package. It's a good package. Again, it's all just like a photo or a render that's been photoshopped. There's no window. At least it looks good. It looks really good. It's a nice shot, but nah. I mean, I like windows personally, even though I don't display in the package. I know some of you do, and so windows would be nice for you guys. But also, just take them out of the box. That's probably the best option. Okay, so as I usually say, I don't know what the availability will be on this guy by the time the video goes up. It may be sold out on their website for the early bird pricing, but I'll link to their website and I'll link to Big Bad Toy Store if it's on there, and you guys can do whatever it is you want to do in terms of purchasing. I'm not getting anything, so it doesn't matter to me, but I mean, I get like my regular commission from Big Bad Toy Store links, but it's 5% or something like that, so like it doesn't matter. You do whatever is best for you. I don't care. I don't care at all. Okay, so let's talk about this guy. He is a biggin. He's real big. Let's see if I can get him. I don't think his legs go, yeah, they don't go any straighter than that. Okay, so that's about his neutral stance. He's gonna be about, let's call it 8 3/4, not counting his little bat ears. Okay, so he's got some size to him. That's going to be about, let's say, 21.5 centimeters, give or take. Here he is up against Marvel Legends Darwin. There you go. We are still in that bigger 7-inch scale, so he's not like that big compared to Darwin because he's in a different scale. I do think they'll be switching that after this run of figures is done. That's what I believe is happening. There's no official word on that, so don't hold me to it. But I believe that it's going to be sometime when it makes sense to change to the smaller scale, I think. Again, that's not official, and it could end up being entirely wrong. There's a little bit of schmutz in there. I don't know what that is. Okay, so let's get into the aesthetic on this guy. I think, just like I've said for the other ones, I think this is a good look. It's not comic accurate. It's not intended to be, but it looks pretty nice. I like it more, I think, than the comic look. Let me know what you guys think. Question of the day. This look or the comic look? I like this one because it has all the extra suit bits on it. I think that's pretty cool. The other one is just basically Doomsday with a new head. I mean, not literally, but kinda. This one's a little bit more unique, but I know some of you are just diehard, it needs to be accurate to the comics, fair enough. Especially if something's meant to be accurate, then yeah, definitely. But I like variant designs personally, like the Flame Toys Transformers and whatnot, so I really like this. I think it's fun to look at. It's visually appealing. So you guys can let me know. But let's get into the aesthetic rating on this guy, or rating it, and we won't have the rating number yet. It's nice. It's deceptively simple. Or complex. I never know how to use that phrase exactly. There's a lot of bat suit that is still on him, which I think that's pretty good. Like, it looks nice. Let me adjust the lighting a little bit here. We'll do that, and then I'll be able to do it in post. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of bat suit that you don't notice being there at first. A lot of the cloth texture is still there. So that's pretty cool. The more you look at this guy, the more you notice what's going on. There's a lot of it throughout, and then you have the little armor bits, which I think help to give him a nice look. And he's got it on his head too. Yeah, he's too tall. Hang on. Big figure, too tall. Stand up straight, please. He's very heavy. We'll talk about that in a second. Alright, so his head, I like that look a lot. I like that they have the regular bat cowl on there some. I think that's pretty cool. Now, you might not like any of that, and that's totally your prerogative to have preferences different than my own, or different than the InArt designers. So yeah, I can understand totally somebody like, yeah, it's not accurate, get out of here, fair. But what's here is nice. The belt is done well. You even have the little doodad right there, and the detail work is clean. That's nice. The logo there. And then the face. Ow! I just hurt myself on his chin. That is pointy. Very nicely painted. The eyes especially stand out. Yeah, he looks good. He looks good. So if you're into this look, they did a good job with it. And then this hand, it's not the hand that comes on him in the box, but his spike, his kryptonite spike is, it's only kryptonite on him. I'd like to see, like, even more. I'd like to see green tips on a lot of the spikes, or all the spikes. I think that'd be cool. But either way, that's pretty well done too. The paint job on there is nice. The neon green is good. So yeah, he is good. But proportioning is a nice balance of hulking monstrosity without being too weird. I'd like to see his head sit a little bit differently, and you can kind of just make that happen on your own with the neck joint, so maybe that's the intention. Yeah, I think it looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty thrilled with this. In fact, I thought I wasn't going to like it over the comic design, but I do. So I'll give his aesthetic rating, not my personal preference, but their execution, I'm going to say 9 out of 10. There's a little bit here and there. Like, I think it would be better if you could tell the difference more from the cloth to the skin. It's just very, very close. So, like, you could argue that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to say it could be clearer. Oh, they do have these. I didn't even notice these. The bat spikes are still here. Are they on both sides? No, just the one side. He still has them. That's kind of cool. That's a nice touch. Okay, yeah, 9 out of 10 for the looks. You could argue more, and I'd be fine with that. Now, as far as accessories go, you get 2 heads. You get the normal head, and then you get the yelling head. The yelling head is really nicely done. I'd like to see the tongue look a little bit different in there. It's kind of just flat onto the mouth, but still looks nice. And then for hands, let's see here. You get 2 fist hands. Those are the ones that come on him in the box, I think. And then, because I swapped them out. Then you get the 2 clenchy hands. Then you get 1 fist hand with a big spike. And then you get the big spike hand that I already showed you. That's all nice. You get 1 little floof of spiky ground, I guess, or maybe it's his spikiness. It looks like his kind of. I don't know what that's supposed to be necessarily, but you get that, and you get a big ass display stand. Though the bottom's big and the clip is big, the arm is not. I doubt very much this will be used for anything other than just support. Like, there's no way that is holding this guy. There's no way. I don't think the screws are tight enough from the factory. Yeah, not even close. And I don't think you could tighten them enough without shattering the plastic to hold this guy. He weighs like 14 pounds. Not literally, but he's heavy. So that'll help him from falling off the shelf, but not for getting him in the air. So accessory-wise, it's not a lot, but it's fine. 7 out of 10. You know, it's not crazy, because I think they spent all of their money on the plastic for this guy. He weighs a lot. He is a chunky boy. Okay, so let's get into the articulation. I'm guessing it's not going to be great throughout the shoulders because of how much stuff is going on there, but we will see. Let me brighten it up a little bit, I think. That might be good. Okay, so the head and neck do have quite a lot of range. You have to do a lot of shimmying to get the head where you want it. The neck is on a ball peg down here, this main piece, and then we have the double ball peg transitioning the head to the neck. And there's a floaty piece of plastic in there to hide gapping. So it does technically get lots of range, but you're going to have to fiddle with it, which is fine. Like, that's just the way it goes. But you can get that head moved around nicely. Man, you can get such nice posing with ball pegs. Like, just that accidental nuanced pose of him leaning to the side with his shoulder up. You can't do that with the disc hinge. Like, there's a gap here because I'm going so far, but still, it works nicely, so his head is good. Be careful, though. Very spiky. I actually did puncture myself with this, so be careful with that. Now, for the shoulders, we have... It's a strange situation. This is on a double ball peg right here. This is just like a filler piece to hide the gapping. Same thing on this side. So a double ball peg that holds that together. And then I'm not 100% sure on how these are connected. I think it's just a big ball peg connected to the top of the butterfly cap. That's what that piece is. That's a loose piece. As far as I can tell, it's hard to get in there. I think that's what's going on, because you can still move the arm independently underneath. So as far as how much range we're actually going to get, let's see. Bringing the arm up to the side. Horizontal, I guess. And then you fold that over to hide the joint mostly. So that works. You can get the arm up to pretty much horizontal. And now as far as... Oh, wow. There you can see it. There's a giant ball peg in there. So I was right. This is a floating piece. Then you have the shoulder inside. Mush that back in there. Can you rotate the arm up all the way? Well, technically, you have to rotate the whole thing. Or... Yeah, you're going to have to, because this is in the way. So if you want the arm to go up without rotating the whole thing, you're not getting it very far up. Like a little bit. Like, it's probably fine. He is like hulkish, so you don't need to have Spider-Man range. But if you want to rotate the whole thing, I don't even know if we're going to be able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, you can do it. You can make it work. It's not going to be the best looking thing, but technically you can get that arm all the way up there. So you decide if you want to do it. It's there. You have the option, so good on them for doing that. I would leave it nice and tight like this because it looks so good. You do get your bicep swivel right there. Double jointed elbow gives him really good range. It's pretty gappy though. Their figures don't usually have these giant gaps. I think that's just because of the extra spikes and whatnot. And as long as you're not looking directly at the back of the elbow, it'll look just fine. So that's good. And you do get the good range. And then for the wrist, you have your ball hinge. Obviously, this one's a little bit different because, well, I guess it's not really that different. You have your ball hinge, which gives you pretty good range on the hands. And the hands are a softer material, so they swap on pretty easily. So that's good. All right, for the torso, he does lean back pretty well. Oh, I poked myself on that chin again. Let's tuck that chin down. That keeps hurting me. Oh, man. So he leans back, not the best, but pretty well. Like, it stretches out his torso, his abdomen pretty nicely. I think it could go farther, but he's pretty hulky in the back, so I get it. Now, going forward, it works surprisingly well. It won't go at first because you have to clear some clearance, make some clearance in there. So give him the little double ball peg shimmy, and then you can lean him pretty far forward. That is not bad at all for this type of a tank character. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. This type of a tanky character. Goodness gracious. This is a floaty piece that hides the gapping. He poses pretty well. I poked myself again. Man, be careful with this guy. Not anything other than the head so much, but that head is really pokey. All right, leaning to the side. Yeah, it could probably be better, but it's definitely going to be fine. All right, and of course you get your rotation at both spots. Now for the hips, they're just giant ball sockets, and they're not loose, so that's good. You can bring his leg pretty far forward, pretty far back, out to the side. Like, he's got plenty of range, and then you have your thigh swivel here. This will also rotate on that ball if you want to hide that gap a little bit more. I like to do that. So that works. Now for the knees, they do stay in sort of a pre-bent pose a lot, but you still get extra range to really bend those knees up if you want to. And for such a chunker, those are good knees. I'll tell you what, they do seem to be taking heed when something gets called out. Like, we've had some pretty strange knees, or at least one set of strange knees from this line, and they seem to have done a lot better on everything since. Maybe it's coincidence, maybe they're just figuring it out as they go, I don't know, but it's working. These knees look pretty dang nice for being such a big fat guy. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, turns out you can do that. All right, and then for the ankles, you get your usual ball hinge down here. Pretty good range, not as much as maybe there could be, but it's fine. Ankle rocker is pretty limited, unfortunately. And then you have your toe hinge, which is sculpted really well. Not as tight as I might like it, but that's how you do it. It's nice and flush all the way around. So that is good. Yeah, he poses pretty darn well for a big fat dude. I don't think there's a whole lot that they could have done significantly better, especially with those giant shoulder pieces. I'll take it. Like, there's limitations, but what else are you going to do with those giant shoulder lumps? So I think that's okay. The only thing I don't like is how many times I've injured myself handling his spiky ass head. Okay, so articulation rating for this guy, I'm thinking like he's not Spider-Man. I'm going to give him an 8. I think for such a big dude with this kind of weird, crazy design, I think it's pretty good. And it looks really good, so they get a bonus point there. So time for the final rating on this guy. Is this a good figure? Nah. No, yeah, of course it's really good. It really is going to come down to whether or not you want the variant look. Because clearly the figure is well executed. It looks beautiful. It has enough accessories to carry it through. The posability is certainly enough for the character type. Yeah, as long as you like this look, don't hesitate to get it. I have a hunch their figures are going to be quite in demand once they're no longer readily available. So that would be my recommendation is grab you one. If you like it at all, grab it. It's really just going to come down to personal preference for the design. But what they have here, they executed incredibly well. I'm going to give it an overall rating of... I'm going to take a little bit off for limited range in the ankles, just because that hurts posability quite a bit. But everything here is good. I'm going to say 9.5. I could have gone 9.8, but the ankles do bug me, because limited ankles limit almost everything else that you can do with an action figure. But he is a beauty. He's a good-looking figure. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.